US light sweet crude fell 42 cents to $113.35 a barrel, while London Brent crude lost 46 cents to $112.09. The dollar weakening slightly also supported oil prices. In addition, supply worries lifted the oil price, which had fallen to as low as $111 a barrel on Friday. Gold fell to below $800 an ounce for the first time since December 2007, while aluminium prices hit their lowest in some 6 months. Copper also fell. The price of commodities has fallen on speculation that demand will slow amid a global slowdown. Another factor has been the stronger dollar, which has reached a half-year high against the euro. As economists see improvement and improved prospects for the US economy, the dollar becomes more attractive to investment. And as the dollar becomes more attractive, particularly in times of crisis, gold has lost its luster, as has other precious metals. Industrial metals have been hit even harder. 3-month copper dropped to $7,360 a ton by the close of New York trading. The metal, which is largely used in the building sector, had fallen to its lowest in 6 months in earlier trade at $7,120. There is still scope for copper prices to fall another 10% or so, said Daniel Brebner of UBS. Part of this is the function of China's growth is slowing, he added. Oil was also down after oil producer group OPEC forecast lower demand for the fuel. US sweet light crude oil slipped $1.25 a barrel after earlier falling as low as $111.34 a barrel. Brent crude prices also fell 19 cents. Mining giant BHP Billiton has announced record annual profits for the 7th consecutive year on the back of surging commodity prices. The Anglo-Australian firm saw profits rise 12.4% to $15.4 billion in the year to the end of June. BHP predicted that the demand for commodities would remain strong in the longer term, but said the global economy would slow down in the near term. The EU is currently probing BHP's $170 billion bid for rival Rio Tinto. A tie-up between BHP and Rio would create a firm with a third of the world's iron ore market, which has raised fears that it would be too powerful. Rio has fended off hostile takeover bids, saying the amount offered did not meet the value of its assets. Hiscox this morning announced an interim pre-tax profit of £109.2 million for the 6 months ended the 30th of June. It recorded gross written premiums of £639.4 million, down 12.8% from 2007, and an improved group combined ratio of 79.7% compared to 84.8% in 2007. Broken down by each division, Hiscox Global Markets saw its profit before tax decrease to £80.4 million from £87.5 million in 2007, which the insurer praised as a highly disciplined underwriting practice in the face of softening rate environment. In contrast, Hiscox International profits before tax was up 67.7% to £20.3 million from £12.1 million in 2007, and Hiscox UK and Hiscox Europe profits before tax more than doubled to £16.3 million from £6.6 million, with gross written premium increasing 14.6%. Citing defaults on securitized mortgages, Bermuda-based Bluepoint Re Limited, a monoline bond reinsurer, has filed for bankruptcy protection in Bermuda and New York. Bluepoint, a Wachovia Corporation subsidiary, has more than $100 million in debts and was unable to restructure the terms of credit default swap agreements. Bluepoint filed a petition to liquidate in Bermuda on August the 7th. The company asked the US court to recognize the Bermuda proceeding and protect it from claims in the United States under Chapter 15 of the Federal Bankruptcy Code. Wachovia filed a statement with the US Securities and Exchange Commission on the 11th of August, saying that it took a $330 million charge in the second half of 2007 related to Blue Point's losses on credit default swaps on collateralized debt obligations. It said in a filing that the charge approximated substantially all of Wachovia's investment in Blue Point, and Wachovia has no further obligation to inject capital in Blue Point. The board of directors of ACE Limited today declared a quarterly dividend of 0.3 Swiss francs per share, payable on October the 14th, 2008 to shareholders of record at the close of business on the 30th of September 2008, subject to a required filing with Swiss Commercial Register. Dividend payments will be made by the company's transfer agent in US dollars, converted at the US dollar Swiss franc exchange rate shortly before the payment date. The 0.3 Swiss franc dividend would be a US dollar equivalent of 0.27 US dollars per share, based on the exchange rate as of the 14th of August 2008. But because of potential currency translation movements, the US dollar amount shareholders will actually receive less or more than the above stated. Lloyd's insurer, Brit Insurance, has appointed Ernst & Young to advise it on a possible move out of the UK to a more favourable tax regime. The Financial Times said Brit has asked the accountancy firm to review a number of alternative jurisdictions that could offer a reduced rate in corporation tax. A subsidiary of Florida-based Brown & Brown Incorporated, an insurance broking house, acquired assets of Reed Brothers Insurance Group, Incorporated of Columbia, Kentucky and Tampa, Florida, according to officers of the companies. Reed Brothers Insurance Group, with annual revenues of approximately $2.1 million US, specializes in offering property and casualty and group employee benefits insurance products. Reed Brothers services clients in the recreational vehicle and power sport dealership industries and the manufactured housing industry through the US. And in our final story today, US comedy show Ugly Betty has scooped 3 awards at the Hispanic Artists Awards, which recognizes outstanding Latin Americans in film, TV and music. America Ferrera, who stars as Betty Suarez, won Entertainer of the Year at the ceremony at the Pasadena Civic Auditorium in California. The comedy series also won awards for directing the best performance by a Latino-led ensemble cast. And that's the news for today. We'll be back at our usual broadcast time tomorrow. Until then, thank you for watching and have a good day.